Alright, growers, it is Mike from Growtopia, and I am back. Look at all the growth from the last time you guys have seen anything. We're going to run into the greenhouses. I'm going to run outside to the orchard. I'm going to show you how I plant my carrots, but what I wanted to talk to you about is planning for your future, right? So a lot of these crops that are in here are crops that are going to be in here for a while. Okay, so like we have like the Long Island Brussels sprouts. They're still growing. They're not going out of here anytime soon. They're probably going to be in here probably for the rest of the season and into next year probably at this time. And then we got other monster plants. I mean, look at the size of this and compare it to my finger. And what is it, you say? That is a $90 million question. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it should be a champion radish. And the why I say that is because I see the red down below. Other than the tag says champion radish. So... but yeah, you can see the red in there. So these are the radishes. You can see my asparagus is doing great back here. My cat grasses are kind of getting overrun, but that's fine. When we come over here, this is what I'm saying where you talk about growing for the future. So this cabbage, red cabbage right now, is doing freaking phenomenal in here. Like the rainbow Swiss chard is in here somewhere. You can see it right here. Here's a rainbow Swiss chard. I'll get it from the other side. You guys can see a better color of it. See, it's yellow and red and green. That's why they call it rainbow. It's really cool. We got some carrots that are just kind of struggling back here because they're kind of hidden in the land of the beans. But look at this. I'm growing beans inside my house. And look at this. Look how big they are. So you don't have to grow your beans outdoors. You can, if you have it set up like this, and there's no climate control or nothing in here. See, we got another bean down there. Got another bean down here as well. This should definitely be a red cabbage. It's weird how I'm not seeing the tag for it. All I'm seeing the tag is for bok choy, but if I'm not mistaken, it really looks like a red cabbage. Although it says snowball turnip, so it could be a turnip as well. I'm not 100% sure on this one, but I'll show you the one that is over here. They look very similar, the leaves. See, that's the problem too with a lot of plants. So these leaves are like this bluish gray, like really smooth kind of leaf on it. And they got like another leaf coming out of the center here. It kind of made me start thinking it was cabbage, but I'm like, I didn't put any cabbages over there. But when you come over here to the red acre cabbage, the leaf is very similar, but you could see how this leaf has more of a purple stem to it. So as it's growing down, you can see that purple stem and then that little heart starting to grow. Now the problem is, I'd love to grow this indoors, and I think it'd be really interesting to grow a red cabbage indoors, and I might just try to do it, because at least with the chains I could raise the lights up. But you're going to see how much bigger that red cabbage is outside than this is. And like I said, we're just going to use my hand for measurement. So my hand under this leaf, my hand is still bigger than it. You're going to see how big that red cabbage is out there. Like we have an eggplant black beauty that didn't really take off. But look, I got kale. Remember I said like I don't need to plant any more kale? I got a kale plant in here that I keep farming from. I keep constantly getting kale from it. I got my parsley in here. I forgot about talking about my basil was over there. Some other stuff that I have that's here that just didn't seem to take off was like some of the stuff back here. I think problem is it's too dry, and I've been actually watering in here like a lot more than I normally have, just because of the heat's been drying out. And these buckets have like a little bit of water in them and not a lot. So when I'm done with this video today, I got to fill that container full of water and then turn on the watering system in here. I've been basically almost watering just about, I think 3 times a week now. I've been running it. Even I got basil and stuff. So anyway, so being that we have the cabbage growing in here, this cabbage can just stay in here either for the rest of the winter, or what it might end up doing is it's going to be moving outside. Because as the stuff in the nursery is ready to be transplanted into here, I got to start making some room in here. So plants that aren't growing, or plants that need to be moved on someplace else, such as the red cabbage, will have to go outside. So let's go take a look in the greenhouse as I get stuck with my 8 million doors. So now we're heading into the shade house. Now, when I had said before about cabbages, Look at this cabbage in here. This is insane. It's already growing, right? It's already folding up, making itself its own little heart right now. And yeah, they're gonna definitely need water in here. And this is a green cabbage. Then my scallops are doing good. Fucking spider webs are doing great in here. I got the cilantro. Look at the basil. The basil's just cranking. The best place, honestly, to grow your basil is in a greenhouse. Even my squashes are doing great. And look at my carrots. They're just freaking cranking. My San Manzano tomato. My black seed Simpson back there. I got some other beans. Yeah, the beans are just climbing up through everything up here. This is what I was talking about before. So, my red lettuce has just decided to like fall down and start crawling away. And everybody really needs a good watering right now. But this is the romaine that came out of that black bag. So it's flowering right now, right? And I harvested some leaves from down here, and they taste freaking good. So go figure. I know, it's the weirdest looking thing. Here's another kale that's doing really good in here. And then I got another cabbage that's back here. These are different cabbages. These are also green cabbages as well that are in here. And then these are San Manzano tomatoes that got to go out with freaking radishes. Oh my god. Like, a lot of that stuff actually has to get transplanted, but because I missed my window of opportunity, and now it's actually pretty warm in here, warm out here. I mean, the greenhouse alone is just sitting at outside of 100 degrees right now. So everybody's going to definitely use some water. Look at my peanut plants, right? Freaking, they're growing great. I have some deadness back here, radishes and stuff. Some of the beans didn't work out too good, but these are my cucumbers back here. And my cucumbers have to go outside. But, like I said, I lost my window of opportunity. So, that's kind of my little craziness right now. It rained literally an inch of water last night. So I put these spikes out here. They don't hurt. They're plastic. They're kind of a little dull on top. I'm trying to keep the squirrel out. I have one little squirrel who's going to be the thorn in my side this year, apparently. And he likes fucking with me for some weird reason. So, anyway. So, look at the corn. Corn is doing freaking phenomenal right now. It's about knee high on me. This is what I was talking about. So remember that red cabbage we were looking at? Look at that one, right? So you see the head of it? Now look at the leaf. My hand fits in the leaf, right? So now I know like the size of this thing. So it is possible that it can grow it indoors, but I honestly believe that it's going to grow better either out here or it's going to grow better in the greenhouse. And this one's been out here since last July, and this is the first year that it's doing anything, so it's kind of very interesting. I gotta look back into when I planted it 100%, but it's definitely been over a year, because I left it out here last winter because it wasn't doing anything, and then we had snow and stuff, and it got covered in snow, and then it came up, and I was like, holy shit. All right, so I'll take it. This is the buckwheat. My buckwheat's doing really nice right now. Just at that time, it's a major attractor of pollinators. This is my lime over here. I mean my lemon. Lemon's doing really good. It's got some new growth on it. So is my 2 bags of potatoes. My bucket of water for attracting mosquitoes is doing really good. My lime definitely got a lot of new growth on top. Somebody ate all my blueberries, a little pain in my ass. And these are my tomatoes. Right now, it's my giant freaking onion over here. But look at the tomatoes. They are cranking. Okay, they are doing amazing. And so is my citronella plants. My citronella plants are loving it out here. And so far, knock on wood, I've had 0 mosquitoes. And I got these citronella plants like all over the place in this garden, and there's no mosquitoes. So, I don't know. It's just weird. But look at this sunflower. This thing is huge, okay? I am, right, so everything, so let's just say it's like about a little bit taller than me. A little bit. I am 5'10". And these bars, right, this from the bottom of the wood up to the top is 8 foot exactly. You're a solid 8 foot section going up top, plus 2 inches on top, so it's like 8'2", and it is just about almost at the top of that thing. It is huge. I didn't plant it. It just came back from last year, and here's another one that's growing, and then another one that's growing, and another one that's growing. So it's kind of funny, like nature finds a way. So it's either the squirrel planted these seeds because I didn't plant them, or they're from last year, but I have a funny feeling it's from my furry little friend who for some reason planted them there. But look at the thickness of this sucker, right? Like this, like I don't want to fuck with it too much, but like it is literally like just about thicker than my thumb. It's insane. And you know what's great is when the plant dies, you can clean all this down and it comes out being extremely hard, like harder than wood, and you can actually just turn it into a stake for any of your plants that might need some staking up. So look, there's more tomatoes that are doing good over here. Some tomatoes and some weeds that are all growing together. My banana has like been freaking loving it out here. It went out here with only like 3 or 4 leaves on it, and now look at this, 2 big ass leaves on top. We'll take a look at that when I get to the other side. This thing is crazy. It's just got the perfect location for it. I'm gonna be really excited when I can actually get a nice cabbage head. I was gonna say my tomatoes. These are my cucumbers that are over on this side. They're not getting a lot of sun, so they're growing really slow, as you can tell, versus the ones in the greenhouse that are growing faster, but that's because of the heat and more of the sunlight. So the ones that are in the greenhouse that are gonna come out, they're basically probably gonna go either along the fence side by the corn, or I'm gonna put them over there where they were last year with the tomatoes, because they grew up with the tomatoes. People tell you not to put them in there with the tomatoes because they take over, but you just gotta be smart. You just gotta come out there every day and just like move it around. So anyway, so here is, look at this banana, right? Look how long this leaf is. This is insane. I'm trying to get this in the photo. Like, it's literally from the my pointer finger to my elbow. Like, that is insane. Like, this is how big the leaves were when I put it outside. Like, just about the size of my hand. Now they're like the length of my arm. Look at this one. This is insane. Freaking awesome. It's just loving it out here so much. And it's great, you know, it's just, it makes you feel good when you put something outside and you're like a little nervous about it, and you're like, oh shit, is this going to survive or not? And then it like doesn't, and you like freak out. Okay, but then it does survive. Oh, there. All right, so I just use these. I don't really get really fancy at all. So what I do is I'll just take this, and I'm gonna try to do this without dropping my pants. Oh my god, freaking get off me, spider. Squish. I hate spiders, in case anybody was wondering. Oh my god, I hate them. They serve no purpose other than to harass me. Oh, freaking shorts are falling off my ass. So I'm gonna take these wood chips here, because this bed's really got nothing going on in it, and I'm just gonna move all these wood chips around. So you can see, like, we basically were trying to grow stuff in here, and it just kind of went to shit. So you kind of, the thing with carrots is, because they're bottom dwellers, you just want to make sure that the soil that you're planting them in is nice and loose, because otherwise what's going to happen is they're just going to have trouble growing, and this bed is like really wood chippy, so you don't want to have problems. So what I do is I like to just dig down into the soil like such, kind of make sure it's all nice and loose, just because it's like I don't want to just plant it for nothing, you know. So I'm just going to put you guys down for a second so I can do this easily. Okay, so now I'm just going to take a packet. I'm like grabbing the wrong things here. Just take a packet of carrot seeds, and just, you don't need a lot, you just need a little. Okay, so there was like nothing in that one. That was the Persian. Let's see. These are all orange and red. Away, bug. This is lunar. This is little finger. I can't remember if it's like orange or not, but I'm just gonna do a little of these. Alright. That's it. I'm done. Just like that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my tag. Grab you. So I'm just going to take my tag, I'm just going to throw it onto the soil like such, and I'm just going to take the board, I'm going to put the board on top, and that's it. Every time that I water, all the water, it's just, for some weird reason, it's a really good trick. You could use a piece of wood. I have all this tile left over, so I use the tile instead, but there we go. So, you know, that's my nice little trick on that. And then I'll just water. And another thing to realize too as well is that corn, right? Corn is in the grass family. So if you're trying to grow corn for the first time, or you're interested in growing corn, or you try growing corn but you're not having a lot of good satisfying results, It's because you're not watering your corn. Corn is in the grass family, so it loves nitrogen and it loves water. And unfortunately, if you're not doing one of the other, like giving it feed, not feeding it anything nitrogen related, or watering it on a regular basis, it's not going to take off, it's not going to grow quick. The more water, the better. So I have two zones in here. I have one zone that takes care of the whole place, and then I have another zone that's just for the carrots. Carrots. It's just for the corn. Oh my god. Fucking heat's getting to me already. I had to turn it down. There's a little too much water demand on it. So right now, the one zone that's in here is literally going to water this whole place. And I'll run this right now. Usually I water in late afternoon, but I'm just going to water it now for a little bit. Nothing long, but usually I do late afternoon. I'll water for about 2 hours in here, in the late afternoon only. But because I did the carrots, I just want to show you that you want to get the little moisture on there. The reason why I don't like watering during the day is because I need my pollinators to go out and pollinate, and I don't need them to get wet. So the bees aren't going to pollinate when you're watering during the day. So I water late at night. The ground stays nice and moist throughout the night, and that's it. The only thing I will water right now is, other than the greenhouses need it, but the corn. The sprinkler system for the corn only does the corn. It does kind of go a little bit past the corn, but not by much. And most of the stuff that my pollinators really need to pollinate is honestly my tomatoes. And my tomatoes are out of the range of this watering zone. So, and I got corn over there. I got the Japanese corn over there. So the Japanese corn gets the watering as well, but not as good as these guys. And these guys were literally a mix of in-ground sowing and putting them in with pods and stuff. So you can kind of see how it's like some of them aren't really straight, like that one. That one was probably by a pod versus like these ones down here that are straight up and down because they started off in the ground. So it kind of gets a little funky, but you know, we'll see. We got them pretty close together this year, better than we did last year. So, and the spikes, I think they're kind of sort of working. I'm not really 100% sure. But anyway, guys, I got to get to watering, and it's getting hot. I could use a drink. Anyway, guys, this is Mike from Growtopia. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends and family. If you have any questions or concerns or comments, please comment down below. And for the big monster house, we're not going to start doing that until October, just because it's just too hot out and I don't really have enough time. And just follow the track of the plants. Anyway, guys, enjoy your 4th of July weekend. And get out there and grow something. Don't just sit here and watch my videos. Later. This is Mike from Growtopia.